There are certain things that should never miss on a diabetic's plate. One of them is protein, because protein takes longer to digest. Most of them have lower glycemic indices, which means that that particular meal will take a lot longer in totality to digest. So your blood sugars postprandial or after meals are not going to be too high. And if it's plant-based protein, make sure that you check on the portions, so that again, we are not ending up with too much or a very high carbohydrate load. All right. The other thing, apart from protein, the other thing that should never miss on your plate is vegetables. Your vegetables should be at least occupying the highest or the biggest portion of your plate. So the other portion is left to carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrate depends on what time you take it. Okay. Now, for instance, for something like ugali, we always, sometimes use the hand jive to make it a lot easier for us to understand how to check on what one serving means, or how to check on your portions. So, like for instance, if you're eating ugali, this part of your fist, which is what we call the hand jive, reflects what one portion, and it's your hand, not your neighbor's hand, your own hand. So how big this is, that reflects one serving. Okay, so for me, if this is the size of my fist, this indicates one portion of my ugali. Okay. So now again, if you're diabetic, you don't have to stick to this hand jive stuff, because if your sugars are high, then you're better off omit the major carbohydrate and concentrate on animal-based protein, and also your vegetables. Now at about 4 o'clock, again, that should be time for your fruits. All right. Again, you can pack a fruit. Now your dinner, very, 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 very important. A lot of us, the reason why we are having very high fasting blood sugars is because we are taking supper way too late. Okay, you guys, stop eating supper too late. And again, don't eat a lot of carbohydrate at night. Now, there's no much activity you'll be doing before bed. No, not much activity. So if you're eating too much carbohydrate, then most naturally, your sugars in the morning are going to be way too high, your fasting blood sugars. So make sure you're not eating supper too late, all right? At least I know with our schedule, sometimes it's a bit problematic to take early supper, but if you're eating supper past 8:30, you really need to check on the carbohydrate part of it. If you're diabetic and you're having insomnia, like lack of sleep, 1, you need to check on your sugars, and 2, you need to check on your magnesium intake, and your diabetologist should guide you on that, and your nutritionist as well. The other most important thing for a diabetic is to make sure you're recording what time you take your meals, and make sure that on every other day you eat at around the same time. So if you take your breakfast at around 7, make sure it's taken at around that time on a daily basis, because again, that kind of sets your own body clock, what we call the circadian clock. It kind of sets your own clock, so your body is expecting you to eat at a particular time. It's expecting you, so that you're not lethargic during the day. Lethargy is a feeling of fatigue and just being tired, because maybe sometimes you're just you're just working with your body haphazardly. The other thing that is very, very important for you, apart from recording what time you eat, is checking at least for 1 week. I want to give you guys a challenge. For 1 week from the time you watch this video, if you eat a particular meal, maybe like breakfast, maybe you take it at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., whatever time you depending on your own schedule, what time you normally take it. Please record down what food you intend to eat, and record the fasting blood sugars. With time, you'll be able to know, if I eat this food, if I eat this combination of food, 2 hours after my meals, my sugars are usually okay. Okay, but if I mess it up and maybe increase my carbohydrate, or maybe I eat this other food, my sugars are usually high. And that again helps you to start omitting foods that cause you problems in terms of blood sugar control. And it also helps you to start planning your meals better, Okay, and also having some sort of predictability in knowing if you like a certain food, like, you know, maybe you like your bananas, yeah, you'll be able to know, oh, if I eat this amount of bananas, my sugars are going to be high. But if I eat my matoke, but I also eat it with maybe some liver or beef or fish, and I eat it with a lot of green vegetables, my sugars are not really problematic after meals. All right, so if you have any questions regarding diabetes, please comment on the comment section below. Please ask questions. As I mentioned earlier, we have thousands of nutritionists in this country. Please inquire from us. We can be able to refer you to your nearest hospital and connect you to a nutritionist that is close to you. Endocrinologists and diabetologists out there, please refer your patients to nutritionists. We have a lot of patients out here developing complications they have no business developing, because it could have been averted if you had referred your patient to the right clinical nutritionist and dietitians.